Hey, this morning I wanted to talk just a little to you about certifications and standard education. You are taking a class that basically is offered through a community college, but is based around a certification. And here at EA, that is something that's very common for us. Most of the courses I teach are based around a certification so that you can get certified while you get a 2-year degree. Now, the reason that I do this is because I found over the years, um, again, I worked out there and I've been teaching it a long time. And I found that those that graduate and have the most success that are in the highest paying jobs have the combination of the two. They have some certifications and they have some education, and that gives them what they need to get hired. Now, Google is right in saying that you can get certified with this and go get a job. You definitely can, as well as get your education and then go get a job. Most of the jobs that you look at, so if you go to USA Jobs or any of the websites that have tons of jobs out there, LinkedIn has them. Anyway, if you go out there and you look for those kinds of tech jobs, you will often see that what they're looking for is certification and a 2-year degree. And that's because they do different things. Certifications show that you have a specific knowledge set, and that specific knowledge set is directly applicable to what you're going to do. The 2-year degree is the part where they want to know whether or not you can do something else. If we hire you, can you write a legitimate email that describes a problem? Can you communicate well or do a presentation? Those types of things, as well as something that's really important that we tend not to talk about too much, which is really that when you go and you get a 2-year degree, even if it's a specific degree, like our technology degrees are fairly specific, you still have to take courses that you don't like. You have to take time and spend time on something that you don't enjoy. You don't want to take psychology, but you had to take something, so you did. Or maybe you're really not that into the history of art, but you had to take that. And why that is important is because they know you're going to go into a job and there's going to be things you don't like. I tell my students all the time, hey, if you like 80% of something you do, that means you love that job, because there's always going to be at least 20% of a job that you don't enjoy doing, but you just have to do. And so that's kind of, I hate to say it, but that's part of the massive value of a 2-year degree. And many of you that are taking a class like this already have that. And so pairing this certification with it really does give you a start. So what I want to do is take a look now at specific certifications, not in any great detail or length, but just a little bit. So let me jump into Keynote here. That's where I've got this particular slide so that you can see it. All right, so I listed out some here. The CompTIA is a big one. As a matter of fact, as you get done with this course, they'll actually say, hey, get double certified. And they'll say you can be Google certified in CompTIA, because CompTIA offers a couple of certifications, and we're going to look at that on their website in a minute, that are basically the baseline for what the industry wants. I can't remember if I've mentioned this in another video yet, but, and I think I did, I think I mentioned it in the Google certification one, that Google saw that the A plus certification was just getting too massive. And so they created something that would not be a barrier to entry into this industry. So they're non-product specific, meaning that they're backed. They're actually CompTIA.org, and they're backed by a lot of different companies like Microsoft and Cisco and Google and such. Microsoft, they have their own products, and so they're product specific. Now, that doesn't mean that they just teach you about the product. There's lots of concepts and ideas, for instance, in database administration, that that you would use in Oracle or you'd use in Amazon or Google with their data systems. So it's not just product specific, like, oh, this is SQL, whatever, whatever, but you also have those concepts that product's based upon. Cisco is networking. So, you go out and you decide, like me, I really love networking. Then switching and routing and that kind of thing that Cisco does is certifications that you would be after. Oracle is data systems. And Amazon as well, their data systems. Lots of money in there, and they have their specific certifications that you can get. And of course, Google does non-product specific with this particular certification, and then they also do their product specific ones. And the eCouncil I put on here because that's security. There's some really big security certifications, and those certifications are liked a lot. Let me jump over to another screen here. Let's get to the web browser. There we are. All right, so there's USA Jobs. If you've never used it, it's a great site to check out what's out there and also to see what pay is available out there. I'm just gonna, this is a lot of the stuff that we actually do in the 100 class. So I'm giving you a really brief CMP 100 intro here. But if we did IT support, there's a customer specialist, which this certification is gearing towards. Right, that's IT spec, so that's going to be some security involved in that. But there's IT specialist right there, 60,000. Customer support, 49,000, 66,000, and obviously these are all going to have different qualifications and background. And so I like to have, refer people to this, not just because, hey, here's a place you can go and get jobs, but here's a place that you can go and see what are the responsibilities of these types of people. What are they actually doing? And what would be their work schedules? And what is actually required of them? What do they actually need in order to get this job? It's all right here. So that's fantastic that you can come here and look at that. Now let's get this video done. Let's go over to CompTIA. If you go to certifications, they have a bunch of core certifications, and then they have infrastructure and cybersecurity. In other words, CompTIA has become this big thing. Then A+ is their big one. IT fundamentals, that's what that is. This is actually pretty much the Google certification that you're taking right now. They started offering this probably 10 years ago, but it never took off. Anyway, this is the hardware specific stuff, the beginning stuff, and then one on networking. I tell my students all the time that networking is so important. If you only get one certification while you're at EAC, this should be the certification you get. Anyway, this is just to kind of show you comptia.org. These are the certifications. You can click on any one of them and find out more about them. What does it do? What is it meant for? So, and then I pull up Microsoft so that you could see that there's the administrator. Do I want to be a developer, solutions architect, or a functional consultant? And you can actually just pass a couple of tests and become Microsoft certified. And so they have it all laid out to you. It's like a whole nother shorter college. It is. It's like a tiny way of a tiny college, I should say. They got a lot of stuff out there. And you can go to Cisco and you can find the same thing. You can go to Amazon and find theirs. Everybody has their own. As a matter of fact, Dell, if you want to be a certified, I want to fix Dell computers and HP computers, they all have their own certifications. Those are usually quite easy to do. But I think it's important. I want you to understand. It's not just I think it's important. I really want you to understand that if you don't have a 2-year degree, you can still get a job. You can take these courses and go get a job. If you want to maximize that opportunity and the pay that you're going to get, then you'll get a 2-year degree and the certifications. and then go get a job. Because I hate to say it, but there's lots of companies out there and they have HR departments. And what ends up happening is the IT department gets asked, so in this position, what are you guys looking for? Oh, well, if they have A plus certification and a 2-year degree, then great. Right. So the HR department doesn't know anything about it, and they're doing all the initial sifting through things and all that. And so there's that to worry about too. Again, we discuss a lot of this in the 100 class: career paths, what colleges offer what, certifications in more detail, and what different certifications are out there that you can actually take. But if you have any questions, let me know. Ask me questions and I will answer.